The economy is doing well overall, but it could face some challenges in the upcoming year. Those were some of the conclusions today at USC's annual economic conference. It's an event designed to try and see how the state's overall finances could look, including how it could affect you and me. Economists say South Carolina is seeing lower than normal unemployment and a strong job market. They say there's the potential for a mild recession next year, but expect South Carolinians to fare well given the state's strong economy right now.
Well, the big theme of 2023 is the recalibration of the U.S. and South Carolina economy. We've seen an economy that's been very imbalanced this year. Demand has been far outpacing supply, and that's because consumer spending has been high due to a rapidly recovering labor market that we've seen over the past 2 years. So people have gone back to work and earned wages.
And while there was a focus on the overall economy, they did spend time talking about what was happening here in Columbia. News 19's Nate Stanley has more on what they said.
Folks, this has been a very exciting time. We've had over 1,200 new business license applications in the last 12 months.
An optimistic viewpoint coming from Columbia Mayor Daniel Rickerman Tuesday afternoon as he addressed a crowd at USC's Economic Outlook Conference. He says while growth is exciting, Columbia is still not a big enough competitor in the Southeast to draw business.
We're a great place to live, but a hard place to do business.
One of the mayor's biggest plans to draw outside business is by lowering taxes in the city to reflect similar rates seen in neighboring cities like Charlotte and Greenville. According to USC economist Dr. Doug Woodward, in theory that would work, but there are a number of factors to consider.
Well, it's always tough because it's a loss of revenue, and we have a lot of needs in Columbia. If we bring these tax rates down, how are we going to pay for everything that we need, including improving our infrastructure? It shouldn't be a higher cost place to do business than Charleston or Charlotte, but with our tax rates, as property tax on businesses, we are.
On North Main Street, John Wagner, the general manager of TMP's Columbia location, has seen this firsthand. The tech company is headquartered in Greenville, where he says it's cheaper to run a business.
Tax rates can be a little bit higher, particularly in the city, and it can be a little bit more difficult to kind of get that business up and off the ground, though.
He says it's still good doing business in the capital city, especially with the stability it brings.
It's not a super dynamic business environment overall, I would say, but it's a steady business environment, so it tends to avoid the highs and lows that you might experience in other markets.
In Columbia, Nate Stanley, News 19 WLTX.
Those economists also telling us they expect South Carolina's housing market to cool down, especially with interest rates rising and a smaller supply of homes on the market.